Seems like churches today are all about the entertainment. They have carnivals, they have concerts, they have judo demonstrations. It's all part of their services. Well, look at this week. Is that something that God is pleased with? Or is this something that was foretold is going to hinder us? Let's look at that this week on my. Hello, my name is Mike Ray, and welcome to another 5 minute message. On and on we see it. There are concerts with flashes of strobe lights and smoke machines and rock bands with $1 million sound systems, all with the idea of drawing people in from the world. They have carnivals, they have dinners, they have all of these amazing things to try to draw people in from the world. And it just seems ironic that to draw people from the world, we have to become more like the world. But aren't we told in Romans chapter 12 to not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of our minds? So, is this something that God is pleased with, or were we told that this would happen? One of the things that I found is there's studies out there that show that 40% of the young people today, they get their church from watching it online and not actually attending services at all. And of the young people who call themselves Christians, many of them, in fact, most of them, don't even attend services. One of the things I read online after watching a video about this, someone commented and said, I used to go to church, but the preacher would preach sermons about sin, like homosexuality and transgenderism and drinking and premarital sex. And I was tired of being offended. Why can't they just preach about love? And I immediately thought of the verse in Galatians, I believe it's chapter 3, verse 16, that says, am I your enemy because I tell you the truth? But see, we were told this would happen. Paul told Timothy, if you look at 2 Timothy chapter 4, verses 1 through 4, he says, I charge you in the presence of God and of Christ, who is to judge the living and the dead, and by his appearance in his kingdom. Preach the word. Be ready in season and out of season, meaning when they like it and when they don't. Reprove, rebuke, exhort with complete patience and teaching. For the time is coming when people will not endure sound doctrine, but having itching ears, they will accumulate for themselves teachers to suit their own passions, and will turn away from listening to the truth and wander off into myths. Sound familiar? Unfortunately, it's happening today. Rather than hearing the truth, they would rather listen to someone who teaches about love and how just come as you are and we'll accept everyone because you don't need to change. You just need to love God. Paul also told Timothy in 1 Timothy chapter 4, verses 1 and 2, now the Spirit expressly says that in latter times some will depart from the faith by devoting themselves to deceitful spirits and teachings of demons through the insincerity of liars whose consciences are seared. And we see people preaching this gospel of wealth. If you believe in God, you'll be successful. Well, we all know that that's not true because many of us who love God and worship God and try to follow God's word aren't highly successful people, very rich. But people out there today will teach this because it will bring people in and add to their contribution so that they can earn money. Now, I'm sure there's some out there who do it out of a sincere heart, but we also know of many who do it out of profit. In 2 Timothy chapter 3, verses 1 through 5, we're told this. But understand this, that in the last days there will come times of difficulty. For people will be lovers of self, lovers of money, proud, arrogant, abusive, disobedient to their parents, ungrateful, unholy, heartless, unappeasable, slanderous, without self-control, brutal, not loving good, treacherous, reckless, swollen with conceit, lovers of pleasure rather than lovers of God, and having the appearance of godliness, but denying its power. Avoid such people. Don't get wrapped up in what they do. Don't listen to them. Don't be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your minds. And then you'll know what the will of the Lord is. So don't be appeased. Don't sit and just listen to lessons that make you feel good. Don't go online and miss the support and the encouragement of your brothers and sisters, but study the truth. Listen to those messages that you like and that maybe hit you a little wrong. Because even if it hit you a little bit wrong, do what the Bereans did, because they were more noble than those in Thessalonica. They searched the scriptures daily to see if what they were being told was the truth. And even though it may offend us, if it's the truth, remember this is from God. The preacher didn't create this, the church didn't create this, but God wrote this. And then let's get back to loving God and loving each other through his word and his teachings. Thank you for watching.